Hi everyone, welcome back to another home tour. My name is Benjamin To from M2D. So today, this home tour will be a little bit different because I am finally not alone. And today, I am very happy to introduce my colleague, and in future videos, we'll probably see more of him. So without further ado, let's welcome Leon.
Hi everyone, I'm Leon. Very happy and excited to be sharing this project with you. Come on in.
So today, we'll be walking you through one of our recently completed 2+1 dual key condominium, 1,600 square foot, located in Dakota. At the first glance, this entire unit looked very calm and spacious, but that wasn't how it started. So do you remember one of our main challenge when we first stepped into the apartment?
Definitely. I think the main challenge was definitely space, because it was a dual key unit. We wanted to hack down the walls, we wanted to make the space bigger. So I think it was more of preparing the layout, configure it to the requirements of the owners as well.
So the main idea here is not to make the entire space feel cramped. It's very important to make the whole space feel fairly spacious.
It is.
So this foyer just don't feel like a regular foyer.
Yep, definitely, because the whole intention of having this foyer is to create a very clean and welcoming foyer experience. At the same time, we also wanted to have full height storages so that whatever daily essentials that the owner has, they can tuck it away very nicely.
And that is very important, especially we come back home with a lot of barang-barangs, right? Our bags, our shoes and whatnot, right? So with this cabinet, and at the same time, it actually looks like a feature wall. We can actually tuck all this behind this hidden cabinet.
Yep, that's right. We also create this very nice curved display over here, which softens this edge, and it also deliberately transitions into the very nice communal area behind you.
Yeah, I just feel that this open space and display area just sort of break away from the monotony of this entire look of the feature wall, which is very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So I think we move on to the dining area here. The dining area just feels very generous, very open, and it has this connectivity because I noticed as we have this dining table over here, we sort of like able to interact with guests actually in the living area.
Those were planned tactically because instead of creating partition walls to separate two different zones, right, what we did was a very subtle separation of the different floor finishes.
Yes, which I also noticed you used like a luxurious looking porcelain tiles, segregating the dining area, the foyer, and the living space.
Yes, but if you mention segregation, it's actually still one big expansive communal zone, which is what we are trying to achieve. And not only that, we also wanted to reflect the design cohesively over across on the dining area, where we have very similar design so that visually it connects very well and very thoughtfully.
So I think this is also especially important, especially when you have guests coming to the house and you have a lot of things around the house and you don't know where to keep, right? And then you can just find a place like this behind the cabinet and just stuck them behind, and you have a very well presented house to showcase to your friends and family.
Yeah.
So I believe this living space, right, it has the biggest transformation.
Yes, you're right. So initially, there was this very huge wall right in the middle which we hacked down to create this expansive space.
So I think this expansiveness, there's a very good connectivity between the dining space and the living space itself. And especially when you have guests coming to the house, it's a place where you can interact.
So not only that, we also created the very nice feature island table over here to keep the whole layout very grounded as well. So this feature island not only acts as a visual statement, it also acts as an anchor point for the middle of the house where everything happens around this area. We introduced very nice modern glass bricks to serve as like a stand for this feature island. We placed very nice sintered stone top over here, and part of this island, right, we also managed to carve up a very nice dry pantry area, and this dry pantry area is located right in the middle of the house. So whoever is in the dining room or in the living room or in the kitchen is very accessible to access whatever that is over here.
So you're right, I feel this pantry is super important, especially when you do a lot of hosting, right? This pantry serves as a place where you can serve your guests drinks and coffee without going all the way to the kitchen.
Yep, that's right. On top of that, we also designed a very nice TV console over here. So aesthetically, we start to play with the different layers of lights, the different heights of lights. Functionally, the TV console serves also as a purpose to conceal all the lightings, so you don't see any messy wires or whatnot.
And especially today, TV, right, the specifications, the designs can be very complicated. Let's take this TV for example. This TV is latest OLED TV, and it has a TV box, which is very different from the traditional TV. So with such TV, we not only need a feature wall, we actually need a console to actually house that entire module in the console itself. This is where all the wires and etc. will be housed so that you can connect to all your other console.
Without seeing any of these very cluttered items lah.
Correct.
So for the kitchen, right, remember when I said this is one expensive space, but at the same time, how do we segregate the kitchen from the living room? We created this very nice frame. Instead of doing the traditional method of having a door, this frame is a visual demarcation of where the kitchen entry is.
So let's talk a little bit more about the functionality of the kitchen.
Sure. So for kitchen, right, the usability is very important. We wanted to create as much storages as possible so that the owner is able to cook, to prepare food, and do all the daily essentials at a very comfortable space. For the common bedrooms, the approach was a bit more restrained. The focus was making the rooms feel refined and functional without overcrowding them. We used custom carpentry to integrate desks, wardrobes, and storages, so each room feels compact but still comfortable. For this bedroom, initially this was the other part of the dual key unit, slightly smaller with a living room. So what we did was we created a proper bedroom now. So we also introduced very nice full height glass display as well as an integrated bed head with a cushion finishing. So we used sliding doors for the wardrobe because of the space constraint from the leg room from the bed to the wardrobe itself.
So now let's move on to the ensuite bedroom.
Yeah.
This bedroom just feels very different from how we first started.
The main purpose of the entire bedroom was to create a very nice and quiet retreat sort of theme. So we use softer textures, warmer finishes, and even a very nice feature decor wallpaper over here. The whole intention is like it's meant to be very hotel inspired, where you have your bedside tables, your bed headlamps, even the switches are right next to you, so you don't have to get out of bed to off the switch.
So essentially it's just a two-way switch, right?
Yes. We wanted to restrain from just doing a very simple headboard. That is where we started to introduce very nice finishings like these metal trimmings over here to sort of bring out the bed head a little bit, to give it a little bit more depth as well.
Yes, and that is very important because actually this kind of small detailings actually tie back to the living space.
Yes. So there's this very nice visual connectivity.
Correct.
From the living room all the way to the master.
I think for bedroom, essentially for most of the houses we're going to renovate, the most important thing is to create a space of serenity, a place that you can actually relax, right? So now, shall we talk about the bathroom itself?
Yeah, let's go.
So moving on to the bathroom, I noticed this door is also really minimalist. At the same time, it looks expensive.
You are right, actually. This is a pretty expensive door. If you can see, it comes in a very nice fluted finish, very nice satin handles and frames. And if you notice, right, if you have an eye for detail, there are no door frames for this door at all. The door frames are all very nicely concealed inside the partition wall. So it gives this very clean, flush finish that you see right here.
Yeah, and I think one thing to really want to debunk is, I think a lot of people often ask us in our consultation, whether is there sufficient privacy.
Definitely, I can go inside and you can see if you see me.
Okay, let's do that later. Okay. Leon, can you stand 1 meter away from the door?
Yeah, I'm 1 meter away.
Can you do a bit of jumping jack or something like that?
Yeah, can you see me?
Okay, now can you sit at the toilet bowl?
Okay. So for this bathroom, we have a very generous space, which is already the existing condition. What we did was a total refurbishment, and to give it a very nice and fresh look, we created this very nice vanity, and we stretches across the wall-mounted toilet bowl you see here. And right inside the shower area, we also created a very nice full-height niche with very nice lights as well.
And of course, I feel it's so important. I think one of the key criteria of designing a bathroom is always about making it as practical as much as possible. One thing to really take note is you notice everything here is actually suspended. So that is very important because especially if you do cleaning or washing of bathroom, there's no water will be trapped in like small cavities, small unknown spaces. So essentially this whole bathroom, we break it down into two areas, the dry area and the wet area. So with this dry area, since everything is suspended, you essentially can just use a mop to actually clean this entire space.
You can.
All in all, for bathroom, in terms of the design and the renovation, I think the most important thing you really think about is about the functionality first before the aesthetics. So that pretty much sums up our 2+1 bedroom dual key unit, 1,600 square feet apartment located in Dakota.
And I think what makes this project really special is how we reworked the original layout into the current transformation that you've just seen. Overall, the space feels very calm, collected, and very intuitive to live in now.
Yes, and that is super important for the audiences or people who are exploring interior design and renovation for their future houses. So if you do like home tours like that, do give us a like, share, and subscribe. My name is Benjamin To.
I'm Leon Yap.
We are from M2D. We hope to see you on our next one. See ya!